All right, let's go inside the Texans tonight. The preseason is in the books. Before we know it, the regular season is going to be kicking off on September 7th in L.A. against the Rams. Look who is with us tonight. Our insider, ClickToHouston.com, Aaron Wilson, and longtime Texans beat writer for the Houston Chronicle, Jonathan Alexander. Jonathan, thanks for hanging out tonight.
I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Hey, let's start, guys, with the fact the preseason is over and we're hitting a week now, and D'Amico touched on it the other day after practice. This is a difficult time for guys like D'Amico and his staff. They've got to tell guys, sorry, you didn't do enough to make this team. This is always a difficult week.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they've coached these players for the entire spring and summer. So you get close to these players, but I mean, it comes with the territory. They know that this is inevitable, that it'll happen.
Aaron, who are some guys, and Jonathan, you can weigh in too, but we'll start with Aaron, some guys that are on the bubble now, some familiar names that we've seen maybe previous years, also during this camp as well in the preseason, that are going to be sweating it out on Tuesday.
Right. It's going to be an interesting time for players like British Brooks, who made the team last year, and I think has made a convincing argument to potentially make the team again. Great on special teams, very hard-hitting guy, and he can run the ball a little bit. And then they have a tough decision at tight end between Irv Smith and newcomer Harrison Bryant. So I think there are only going to be 3 tight ends, and they've got to make a decision on fullback, Jakob Johnson, British Brooks, or maybe a combination of the two.
Jonathan, what do you think? Anybody stand out there? Will there be any surprises on Tuesday, in your opinion?
Wide receiver is an interesting battle as well between Braxton Berrios and Justin Watson if you keep only 6. Another one is the linebacker. Do you keep Jake Hansen? Do you keep Jamal Hill, or do you keep both?
I want to ask you guys about, and the fans are also on social media concerned as well, Joe Mixon. What is his status? Is he going to be okay? They're keeping him behind the scenes for the most part during camp. Also, C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Mixon's got the foot and ankle situation. Gardner-Johnson has the knee situation. Are there any concerns, in your opinion, as the opener approaches here around the corner?
I'm told with Joe Mixon, it's a, quote, tough and complicated medical situation. No structural damage, but there's been some aftercare in terms of injections, things like that, to try to alleviate this situation. He was doing well pretty much midsummer, and it slowed down a little bit in terms of progress. So on C.J. Gardner-Johnson, like Jonathan said, he is closer. He is making tangible progress, and he avoided a major injury, and they're very, very gratified that C.J. Gardner-Johnson can play some football for them.
All right, let's switch gears now to the offense as a whole, guys. And the spotlight throughout this offseason during preseason has been on new offensive coordinator Nick Caley. What are the big takeaways in y'all's opinions now so far during the preseason? Do you like what you're seeing? Jonathan, we'll begin with you on Nick Caley.
Yeah, I do. I think the scheme looks like it's going to be a smooth one. But I don't think you get worse than where you were last year. I think the scheme was really off last year, and I think Nick Caley has a little bit more flow to him.
Right. The blend of the stuff he learned from Bill Belichick and Tom Brady and being around Josh McDaniels and what he learned from Sean McVay, I think you see the influence. We see a lot of pre-snap motion. We see some quick passes, and I see a rhythm and a real commitment to the running game. And they might run the same play, but it doesn't always look the same the way it did with Bobby Slowick.
When you look at this defense, guys, is this what's going to carry them early? Do you think the offense can deliver early in this season as well? Or do you think it might take a little bit more time?
But I do think the defense is going to have to carry the offense in some games. I mean, defense is a strong defense. They'll be even better when C.J. Gardner-Johnson comes back. But they have that great defensive line, and we know Derek Stingley and Kalen Bullock and Kamari Lassiter are going to have their opportunities to create turnovers, and that'll only benefit the offense.
But with the talent that's in place right now, gut feeling on this football team as we speak, at least right now. Jonathan?
I think they're an 11-6 football team. I think we see something similar to what we saw last year. Whether they advance past the divisional round depends on their health.
They've been 0-6 all time as a franchise at that stage of the postseason. They couldn't be any hungrier than to take that next step. Whether they really have enough of an offense to do it, the jury's still out on that. But I think this is a AFC Championship game caliber defense for sure.
All right, a couple of weeks away from the season opener. The preseason is behind us. It's go time now. That roster is going to be trimmed down starting this week, and things get serious again for the Houston Texans. Jonathan Alexander, you can read all his stories on Chronicle. Great job covering the Texans. Aaron Wilson, our insider for ClickToHouston.com. Guys, as always, thanks for the time. Appreciate you being on.
Thanks, Randy.
Thanks, man.